There are 4 rounds in Keyflower: spring, summer, autumn, and finally winter. The first season is spring. Spring is indicated by this symbol. The second season will be summer, indicated by this symbol. Also in summer, boats will be introduced. These boats will have ongoing effect for who buys them. Fall, or autumn, which is indicated by this symbol. Finally, winter, which is the last round, is indicated by this symbol. There will be different amounts of tiles used for different games with different players. This is in your rule book. For instance, in a 6-player game, there'll be 6 home tiles, obviously, 6 boats, 4 turn order, 10 spring, summer, and autumn tiles for each round. Winter tiles per player is 2, which means that each player gets 2 winter tiles and keeps them hidden from the other players until the rest of the game. That means that there will be, at the last round, winter, 6 to 12 tiles laid out. Let's talk a little bit more about setup. For instance, in a 5-player game, we are going to use 5 boats. The 5 boats that are going to be utilized are indicated by the symbols here. For instance, you'll use this in a game with 2 or more players. This tile will be only used for a game with 6 or more players. In a 5-player game, everybody is going to be able to choose randomly, we're going to shuffle these up, randomly 2 winter tiles that they are going to secretly keep hidden away. Winter tiles give bonuses for end game. For instance, for every 2 green meeple you have, you will get 2 points at the end of the game. Now, other players might be able to buy these in the last round, but you have an advantage because you know what will score you points for 2 different things. In the first round, we will be using spring tiles. For instance, in a 5-player game, we will be using 9 of these, which we will randomly shuffle up and place on the board. Turn order tiles will also be placed out, depending on the symbols here. Let's do a setup for a 3-player game. First, we are going to remove the boats that we don't need. 3-player game. That means we do not need these boats. We're only going to use 3 boats. Turn order track, we're going to use 2 of these in a 3-player game. These we will not be using. Secondly, or thirdly, we're going to shuffle these and hand 3 winter token or winter tiles to each player. Each player is going to get 3 of these. The rest go away to the box. Then we're going to put out 7 spring tiles. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, so this is what the setup looks like for a 3-player game. We've got our spring tiles out, we've got our boats, and we've got a home tile for each player, and the 3, this should be over like that, the 3 winter tiles that are going to be points for the end of the game that each player has secretly. Okay, and there's the other one. Next, we're going to fill the boats up with this handy dandy bag, and each boat will get meeples that correspond with the indicated meeple symbols on the actual boat. Also, on the boats, we've now got it all laid out. They also have these skill tokens that we put out. So the first boat gets 2 face up. Second boat gets 1 and another 1. And these are randomly drawn. Okay, and then each player is going to draw 8 workers and put them behind their screen, hidden. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow. So just blue and red for me. But let's give everybody else some. The person that received the lowest number home tile will get the purple start player, and they'll start first. Okay, so that finishes up the setup. So let's look at the rules of play. Okay, so let's talk about the actions that you can do on your turn. You can take a set of same colored, or 1 meeple, or multiple meeples to do an action. And there are 2 actions. You can utilize a tile, your tile. Your actual town will grow, and you can utilize different tiles. Somebody else's tiles, or tiles on the board. You could use 1, 2, or 3. Or you could bid to get this tile and add it to your town. Once you bid, no other person can bid with a different color of meeples. So the next bidder, let's say if wanted to challenge that bid, could bid 3 meeples. It has to be 1 more than the previous bid, but not excluded to 1 more. You could also utilize the hexagon by placing a same colored hexagon. Any player can do this. If another player wanted to do another action on this hexagon, he would have to do 1 more than the previous player put. The maximum amount of meeples on this hexagon, not bidding for, but actually on, utilizing it, will be 6. After 6, no other player can utilize this hexagon to get, for instance, 2 wood. Okay. The turn order track can also be bid for. For instance, I have bid 1, but then was outbid by player number 2. The person that gets the majority in the bidding here will be able to choose the incoming meeples and supplies from the boats in the next round. We can see that player 3 on this side chose to bid on this and was not outbid. He will now be the first starting player and will be the second person to choose one of the incoming boats and take the meeples and the supplies indicated. The third player in a 3-player game will obviously be last and will get the last boat with meeples and supplies. Placing meeples on tiles will immediately get you the supplies indicated. I went here and got 2 wood. I also went here, which will get me 2 ore. Player 2 went here and had to pay 2 more meeples and also got 2 wood. These supplies go behind your screen. You continue to put out meeples and play clockwise until all players have either ran out of meeples and passed or decided to pass. When you pass, you do not have to stay out of the game. If you have more meeples, you can re-enter and bid again. At the end of the round, any person that has been outbid can move their meeples, if not already done, to another site. For instance, I could go here and now outbid player 3, which then would move his meeple on his turn to somewhere else. Since he can't go anywhere else, he'll get the resources and activate the actual card. I also have a meeple here that was outbid by player 2. But this meeple cannot go anywhere on the board anymore, so I will lose this meeple. Now we take the tiles that we bid for. So this tile would go to player 2. He loses these meeples and they go back into the bag. But any meeples actually on the tile will go with him and they will go behind his screen. And he will have these to play for the next round. This occurs with each tile. This will be player 3's tile, and he will lose these meeples. This will be my tile. I will take this, and I will take the meeple on it. And so on. Then, according to the turn order, the yellow player will take the first boat, and we'll choose to take these and these and put them behind his screen. And then player 3, this will go back in the bag, will take these and this and put it behind his screen. And then I will take the last boat, put these meeples behind my screen and the resource. If I have any meeples left, I keep them behind my screen to use in the next turn or round. The starting player goes to the person that chose the starting player action, which was player number 3, or it will rotate if nobody takes this tile clockwise. In the summer round, or the new round, the boats are refilled. And new tiles are placed face up on the indicated symbols. Now that I've gotten my new meeples for the next round, I can build or increase my town. I have to ensure that roads line up with the new tiles. Roads need to line up with roads, water needs to line up with water, and fields need to line up with fields. So let's do that. Here we can't have, but we can do this. There we go. Tiles have different actions. For this one, the primary action is to get 2 stone. When it is being built and upgraded with a pick, it will now get a stone and a gold, which is a wild, and it will be 3 points at the end of the game. This is the same tile, but just with wood. And again, with ore. This tile says that you can activate it. For instance, if it was activated by a blue, by me, and I sacrificed a yellow, oh, it needs to be activated, there you go, not bid on, and it was, I can throw away a yellow meeple into the bag to get a special green one. Now these special green ones don't do anything except for the only way to get them is by activating tiles. So that means that they are fairly rare and can be, and therefore can really lock up a tile for bidding or anything else. These tiles we will get to later, but they allow you to move goods and upgrade, like this, upgrading or flipping over your tiles to get the victory points and to get the better activation power. Now we've set up the table with the summer tiles, and we've put out 7 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, we don't need that one. Now, there are boats in summer. Now, boats cannot be activated by putting a meeple on them. But once they are built into your town, they will give a permanent bonus or ability. Play continues, placing your meeples out to either bid or utilize tiles. But also, now you can actually utilize your own tiles in your town. It will just be a blue one. Or other people's towns. If I do utilize somebody else's tiles and I get resources from them, I place them on my home tile. If I utilize a tile that's in my town, then I place those resources on the tile that I activated. Now I want to upgrade this tile so I get the 5 points and am able to do the better action here. Now to do this, I'm going to have to use an action to move resources. So I'll take a blue, and now I can move 1 resource and upgrade once. Well, I need a stone and a wood. So I'm going to move a stone 1 space to here. But now I can't move anymore and I cannot upgrade. On my second turn, I'm going to use this again to bring over a wood from here so I can upgrade this tile. And I'll be able to upgrade it because the upgrade symbol is there. Now, alternatively, what I could have done instead of using 2 moves is I could have used 1 move here to move these two resources here and here, and then upgraded the tile. Now these would be spent and would go back into the supply, but these ore that I got from another player's town will remain. And I have now upgraded my my home space. Now on the next round, I already upgraded this to get my 5 points and upgrade the special ability. But now I'm going to activate it again. Now I don't need to move any resources right now. Let's see here. No, I've got this. I need a gold here, but I'm going to use the upgrade action, there's 2 of them now, to upgrade this. Now, all I need is the skill tile to upgrade this, so I get 3 points and 3 wood when I activate it. So I'm going to do that. I've got this in my supply, and I'm going to throw it or discard it and upgrade this tile. Okay, so play continues like that until the 4th season or round when winter comes out. Now winter has these special tiles with the indicated snowflake, and like I said, for the 3-player game, we're going to have 3 of these tiles. Now we look at them, and we choose which tiles, at least one, but could be all 3, to enter into the game. We place them down, and we bid for them, and, well, if they're point related, they're not going to be activated, but we're going to bid for them to put them in our town. Okay, so each one of these tiles will do certain things and will give you certain points at the end of the game. Okay, and that's it for the rule setup. Now, all the tiles do different things, and that's the real meat of the game. So you have to be cognitive of what's going on there to really get a feel of how the game plays. Now, we'll go through that in another video, but for right now, I'm just going to say they're all here. In the last 3 pages, each tile will have a write-up about what it does. Now, the winter tiles are really important because those are the ones that will give you points. And the points, you're going to get these tiles at the beginning of the game, so you really need to read this right away to understand kind of what you're going for, and have an idea of what other people's tiles are. Now, every time a new round comes out, the best thing to do is to put down the tiles and figure out what that tile actually means. Well, that's it for the Keyflower walkthrough. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you liked the video, show us a like. Stay tuned for other episodes from the Board Game Guild.